Hello, wonderful viewers. Being that we're a few months into 2024, I am realizing that this will be my 20th year since being diagnosed with thyroid cancer back in 2004. And I'm just really happy to be here. Like, really happy to be here. And have learned so much since then. That very fearful time spurred a lot of transformation. And so basically this video is focused on that topic. I think that my reaction to a shocking cancer diagnosis was very similar to what most people would experience, sort of a overwhelming fear, sort of a paralysis, and I basically just did exactly what the doctors recommended, and in my case that was pretty much the right course of action. Anyhow, with thyroid cancer, I had a very aggressive form of follicular thyroid cancer, and of course that's right by a lot of lymph nodes. So I'm extremely grateful that that cancer had not spread to the lymph nodes, which of course could have taken it all over the body pretty quickly, leading to a stage 4 type situation. As I slowly dug into the probable reasons that my body developed cancer at age 42, I tended to be pretty focused on general stress, but primarily exercise and nutrition, which of course I talk about quite a bit on this channel. But there's a book out since 2020 called Radical Hope, and I love this book. It was written by the best-selling author of Radical Remission. The author is Kelly Turner, a PhD, who studied at least 1,500 cases of radical remission. Her initial book came up with the 9 strategies that all of those people used, and in her follow-up bestseller increased that to 10. It took me quite a few years to go from a somewhat overwhelming fear of, focus on fear to hope and positive focuses. So with the cancer diagnosis in the later part of 2004, I didn't end up getting into my experiment, what I call experiments in truth, where I adopted the cooperative mindset of the Tarahumara Indians from the Copper Canyons of Mexico and their minimalist and sandal-clad ultra running, along with their plant-based nutrition. It took quite a few years of studying all this stuff to where I felt comfortable actually buying into it and basically betting my health on these ideas. There aren't really any foolproof 100% answers to these things. It's all about probabilities. So mostly what I want to share is her list of the 10 things radical remission survivors credited for their success. So first thing I want to do is get into her definition of radical remission. Number 1 would be to heal without conventional treatment. Number 2, first tries conventional treatments which do not lead to remission, so they then try alternative treatments which do lead to remission. Or number 3, using a combination of conventional and alternative treatments at the same time in order to outlive a dire diagnosis, less than 25% 5-year survival rate being the standard there. The initial 9 ideas from Radical Remission were, in no particular order, radically changing your diet, taking control of your health, following your intuition, using herbs and supplements, releasing repressed emotions, increasing positive emotions, embracing social support, deepening your spiritual connection, and having strong reasons for living. And the new list of 10 ideas for radical remission are: number 1, exercise. That was added in because in the original book, not everybody was capable of exercise. And so she gets into more detail in the book as to why she added exercise. Number 2, spiritual connection. Number 3, empowering yourself. Number 4, increasing positive emotions. Number 5, following your intuition. 6, releasing suppressed emotions. Number 7, changing your diet. Number 8, herbs and supplements. Number 9, having strong reasons for living. Number 10, increasing social support. So there are 10 there, and I almost feel like herbs and supplements fall under changing your diet. And of course, I'm an advocate that a whole foods, all plant-based diet is by far the number one way to maximize probability of preventing or healing virtually any chronic disease. I would point out that everything is energy. Everything that you can see, touch, smell, taste, not see, whatever, everything is energy, but as humans, as animals, we're gifted with being energy combined with thoughts and feelings. So that is our superpower. And as human beings, running is also our superpower, in my opinion. I would suggest strongly that focusing our thoughts and feelings on what we want versus what we're trying to avoid is critical. So we don't want to think so much about fighting cancer or heart disease as we want to focus on everything we can do to be as healthy as possible. And I've taken my diet 100% plant-based, and I try to minimize processed sugars, processed oils, etc. So trying to focus on whole food, 100% plant-based. And the response I get from that is interesting, as well as from the ultra running. When you're running 100 miles, a lot of people think that's not healthy. But anyways, I've taken some of these things to what most people would consider extreme, and the response tends to be from people, you're just too healthy, which I find comical, as you can't really feel too good. I think it's impossible to feel too good. Hopefully we can agree that it is impossible to feel too good. And I would suggest that the more positive our thoughts and feelings, the more increased probability of achieving whatever it is that we're focused on. One of the things I find highly frustrating about our modern healthcare system, which oftentimes tend to be more of a sick care system that profits from prolonging preventable chronic diseases, oftentimes preventable. What I think we see oftentimes is a medical system that will take a cancer patient. They won't tell them about these ideas. They won't focus on how important nutrition is, as well as many other things. The common thing with an oncologist is you live your life, do what you've been doing, we'll take care of the cancer. I think that can be a fatal situation. It often fails, and when it does, the doctors basically send people home to take care of their final decisions. And even when the latest medical treatments don't work, they still don't give people this type of hope. So clearly I'm hoping to see that change over the coming decades, and I highly recommend this book. Check it out. I need to read it for a second time cover to cover. It does provide a lot of knowledge and inspiration. So going forward, I certainly hope to be shooting a 40-year survivor video someday, and happy trails.